Hello there and welcome to another tutorial video. During this tutorial video, I'm going to walk you through the real-time widget that you can create and integrate with your online forms. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into it. So to get started, all I've done is I've clicked on real-time widget here on the left-hand side. Now, the widget email verification system that we have here allows you to quickly and easily add real-time email verification to your forms without any coding required. All right. So the first thing we have to do is select the API key that we like to use. If you're not sure how to create the API, please watch our other tutorial video on the API section. So to get started, I'm going to go ahead and select our API that I've created previously. And then once I do that, that's going to open up a series of options and settings that we can configure for our widget. So the first option here is a list of our whitelisted domain names. This is something that we would configure inside of the API itself. We would not configure that right here. Now, the point of the whitelisted domains is that you can specify the domains where your widget will function to prevent abuse and unauthorized credit usage. Now, if you're not sure where to add your domains, since you can't do it on this screen, you actually do it inside of the API screen. So let's go inside API really fast, and I'll show you exactly how to do this. And once we are inside of the API screen, we're going to go to the API key that we are using. So in my case, I'm using the test one here. And once we have that selected, we are going to click on Set Trusted Domains at the top right-hand corner. And when I click on that, it's going to open up a pop-up window, and we have a box here where we can enter different domain names. And as you can see, it has the domain name that I entered previously. So let's say that I wanted to add another one to my whitelist. So we're going to add one more. And let's just say, for example, I wanted to add Google. And I used a %, and you can use it too, as a wildcard to point all of the subdomains as well. So any subdomain on Google, including google.com, is now whitelisted for my widget. And we can add our different domains here and then click on Set Domains. And once we do that, it's going to go ahead and save that. And now those domains have been whitelisted. And now we can jump back inside of our widget and continue working on it. Below that, we have some widget settings. We can block free emails like Gmail or Yahoo. And if I want to enable this, all I have to do is click on the little toggle here, and that's going to turn it on. And if I change my mind, I can click on it once again to turn it back off. We can disable converting invalid emails to a placeholder, disable link to debounce website on status icon. We can disable modern debounce tooltip and use default browser tooltip. We can add a red background to the email input once an invalid email is provided. I'm going to turn that on. And then we can change the default widget messages. And if I turn that on, that's going to open a series of other options that we can configure as well. I'm going to leave mine turned off, and then I'm going to click on Create Widget Code. Now, once I do that, that's going to create this real-time JavaScript widget code that I can add to my forms. And all I have to do is copy the code here on the right-hand side, and then place this code directly before the closing body tag of my website. And that's all I have to do. This code will automatically search my website for any attributes like type email and name email and so forth, and automatically apply the validator to that form. So now that you see how easy it is to create this code and add it to your website, I want to show you what it looks like live and in action right now. So here we have a sample website with the code added to it. Now watch what happens when I enter an invalid email address. We're going to go with the johndoe@gmail.com, our favorite invalid email address. And we're going to click the subscribe button here. And as you can see, it says invalid email address. It shows the debounce pop-up above it. If I mouse over the X icon on the right-hand side, we can see the debounce tooltip. And the invalid email has now become a placeholder that we can now type over. And those were all settings that we could configure inside of those widget options that we were talking about just a moment ago. And that right there is just how simple it is to create a real-time validation widget and add it to your website. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.